The city of La-Crosse says it will begin evicting members of the Harry J. Olson Senior Center if they do not vacate the city-owned building. Earlier this week, the city said it plans to use the center as an emergency overnight shelter. Center staff want to buy the building, but say the city won't negotiate. Meanwhile, La-Crosse's mayor says no one from the center or their attorneys have contacted his office. Our Dua Israr has the latest.
The Harry J. Olson Center has been a part of the La-Crosse community for 46 years, but its future hangs in the balance.
Threatened with eviction, but nobody actually takes the action.
La-Crosse's Board of Public Works chose to terminate the center's lease. It went into effect on May 31st. Executive Director of the Harry J. Olson Center, Aaron Goggin, tried to buy the property from the city.
We let the city know in a timely manner that we would, in fact, buy the building for $1.
The deal did not go through.
We said, look, we can work on this this purchase agreement. We can make some concessions, which we did. They refused to negotiate.
In an email, the city's attorney says the center again rejected the city's terms and conditions. Goggin says the city added amendments to its purchase.
We would pay for the building, assume all liability, pay property taxes, but the city would retain control of the building, keys and everything.
According to the covenants and restrictions added to the offer to purchase, the city states any transfer or leasing of property must be approved by the city of La-Crosse, and the building cannot be used for anything other than a community center. The center's attorney, Terrence Collins, says the city would still control the building in this aspect, despite not owning it. The building would also be subject to property taxes, which Mayor Reynolds says is in compliance with the law.
As a city, as a municipality, we cannot waive property taxes. If they're a taxable entity, we have to tax them. It's a state law.
Goggin says the city is pushing back because it wants to use the center as an emergency shelter for the homeless.
What would happen to Harry J. Olson? It could not withstand it. It just could not withstand it.
We need shelter. We need places to keep people warm and to keep people alive.
In an email, Collins says the city does not have a right to seek eviction. Goggin says more than anything, she's disappointed with the way center members are being treated.
It says a lot about a community, how they treat their seniors.
The mayor would need to issue an emergency decree to use the center as a shelter, but he says that has little to do with the fact the center is operating illegally.
Well, I mean, we begin eviction proceedings.
That's your next step?
Well, of course.
Reporting in La-Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Now, Goggin says the center is still willing to work with the city to come to an agreement. The city's Parks and Rec department says it spends about $12,000 to maintain that building. The mayor says that cost was not factored into the city's budget because the center was supposed to be empty.